In this second part of Python Basics Session 5, we installed Pandas and NumPy so we can run the remaining cells one by one. You may pause the video at any time and read the comments in the cells, or you may follow the screen and write the codes in your own machine. Quite often it is good to write the code while watching the videos to learn the programming more efficiently. If you just watch the video, you may not understand the details. The first cell has 3 lines. The first line is using NumPy library and its line space function to create a list from 1 to 5. The second line is to create a list by the traditional way without using any library. The third line is using Pandas library to combine both the first and second outputs. We can also index and get a specific element in the series. The cell shows a warning message as highlighted in red, but no worries. It just says that the latest version has a different way of writing the indexing. Every time you see a warning message, just read the suggestions in the warning message carefully. This will help you to improve your coding skills or updating your knowledge of latest developments in different versions. Data frames is the most important data format in Pandas. We will use it a lot, since in the real life we manage and analyze data in table that are saved in Excel or CSV files. Now we use the packages of get and shesh that we installed earlier to download datasets directly from online, so you just need write the code and we do not need share the dataset to you manually. The wget.download is to download the json.gz file directly from the Stanford University website. These machine learning-focused university or research center store a lot of interesting and useful datasets for people or researchers to download and use. By reading the web link name carefully, we know this file is a JSON file and related to people's reviews about products in Amazon shopping. It is a gzip file, so we need download the whole file first and then use unzip function to open it. You can copy the web page link directly and use web browser to download the file as well. Make sure you save the downloaded file into the folder where this Jupyter notebook is in. Anyway, if you use wget function, you do not open web browser to download it separately. The Jupyter Notebook will help us to download it automatically. Once it is 100% completed, you can open the folder where you saved this Jupyter Notebook and find this file there. You do not need to open this file manually. We can just run the next cell to unzip this file. This file is in JSON format. You do not need to worry about the details. It is just a format that stores large amount of data sets more efficiently, and so users can easily share and use them. This web page explains it in more detail, but you do not need to know it at this stage. In order to read the unzipped file, we need import JSON package. It should be installed already in most of computers, but if you run the cell and has error message similar to previous videos that shows no module is installed in the virtual environment, Then you need to install it by following the same process when we did for other Python libraries in the previous videos. JSON package has its unique ways to read the file, so just follow the code in the cells and run it one by one. You can see that the file has a big table. It includes the reviewer ID, ASIN, reviewer name and rating, etc. If you want to save this table into CSV file so you can open and update it in your traditional Microsoft Excel software, you can use the .to CSV function. Please note, write the file name df first, then use .to CSV with bracket, and inside the bracket, write down the file name that you want to save as a CSV file and tell the computer whether you want to include row index in the table. Of course, next time, if you want to use Jupyter Notebook to open and load the CSV file into Jupyter Notebook, then you can use .read CSV function in Pandas library as shown in cell 25. Unlike the Microsoft Excel, this notebook cannot show the whole table, so we can use .head or .tail function to check the first or last a few lines in the CSV file. We can also index and slice the data more efficiently by using some unique ways in Pandas library. We can also select some specific rows or columns or values from the table by going some conditions. Python is very powerful to select these datasets if you use it more often. We can regroup or merge different datasets together. It is commonly used in the real-life data science projects. At this stage, do not worry too much about these functions. You just need to know Pandas offers many of these tools. When you study more advanced data science or financial modeling modules, when you see other people use these functions, you can Google them in more detail and help you manage and modify data more efficiently. And when you see these warning messages, read them carefully so you can learn more about the updates and the styles of writing these functions. As we mentioned earlier, if you do not understand the outputs in each cell, you can Google the function. There should be a lot of explanation for explaining the Pandas functions, since it is the most popular data management library. Merged data is very important in the real-world data science, since data sets came from different sources need to be merged together to get meaningful information and insight. Textual data is also very important nowadays, since the advance in natural language processing and large language models. You can pause the video to read the comments step by step. As we are using the review data from the Amazon shopping website, so a lot of textual data. The important step is to clean the data. Since in the real life the textual data is very messy, people write the reviews in different styles. Then we need rearrange and merge the textual data in order to be consistent with all reviews. Time series data is always important in the financial modeling or financial engineering data analyses. To rank the data in time and group them into different years or months or days. Here we can clean and rearrange or merge the reviews based on timestamp, so we can understand the reviews better in order to learn and improve the products over time. Once we cleaned and merge our data based on initial downloaded dataset, we need save it as a CSV file, so we or our colleagues' teammates can reuse them later on. In data science, the time spent on cleaning and merging data is huge, so it is important to save it more efficiently and do a careful backup. Okay, that's all for this session 5. We mainly introduced the Python library Pandas. Also, after this session, you should have 3 new files in your machine folder where you saved the Jupyter notebook as shown on the screen. Both reviews food.json and CSV files that we downloaded from the Stanford University website, and the session 5 data CSV file that we saved in the last line of the notebook. The sizes of these files are quite large. You may delete them after this session.